Hello, everybody. How are you doing today? My name is Tony Rizano, and you are listening to another episode of the world famous University Love, the best podcast in one, two, three galaxies. But, ladies and gentlemen, you know, we just called the show Online Marketing Moves. We're coming to you live today, ladies and gentlemen. We have a very important show for you today. Today, we're going to talk about intention, how to be intentional, why you need to be intentional. Because, ladies and gentlemen, a lot of times, we pretend like, oh, we want to do great things. You want to do this, that, and the other. But a lot of times, a lot of people they hedge their bets because they assume they're gonna fail, or they assume that failure is gonna be on the horizon. Okay, so they hedge their bets and they don't give it their very all. They're not intentional with the way they move. Okay, I got to thinking about this yesterday, because I really want to evolve, and I really want to take the podcast, you know, into the stratosphere. And I got to thinking at first, it was cool to get started. The one thing that I don't want to do anymore when it comes to a lot of things is pretend like we're still, in the beginning state. Like, oh, I don't know I know what I'm doing. I know where I want to go. I know where I want to get, intentions. I have the intention of being one of the top tier podcasts. So, I look around and you see what people are doing, but at the end of the day, who cares what people are doing? I don't care about, you know, um I don't care I don't care about any other program, what any other program is doing. This program talks about marketing. This program talks about you and how to get started, why you should get started, creating content, really creating something that you can have for yourself, building your own money tree. These are a lot of themes of this show, and because we have the intention of helping out, thousands, millions, and millions of people. Because a lot of times, you know, it's not an excuse anymore. And once you get to a certain age, you're out of excuses. The oh, my parents didn't show me this, or nobody told me this, or nobody told me that. All that's dead. It's like if I was to start today and be like, I never know you could have a podcast. Come on now, podcast been around for a while now, and so anybody can have a podcast. Everybody can have a podcast. It's up to you how you want to take it. How far do you want to take it? And before when I first started, I would hum and holler like, I don't know where I want to take this. Now every day, more and more with every episode, there's more and more intentions, and now I'm really defining where I want to go, what I want to do, because a lot of things we're gonna cut out. A lot of, we're gonna start, the intention. We're gonna sound more professional. We're gonna have a a person, a introduction. We're gonna have an outro. We're gonna start having guests. We're gonna have intention. The intention is to build it, to grow it, and to make money from it, to make a real profit. I've made a few dollars here and there, don't get me wrong, but the intention is to make money from it on a regular basis, to take the clips, upload them everywhere, start shooting videos everywhere. That is the intention. And because before I would, hum and holler like, everybody got a podcast. That does not matter. And I'm telling you, and I'm here to help you out. You know, it does not matter. It does not matter the business. It does not matter. People say, oh man, it's saturated. That don't matter. Man, what matters is, what do you want to do? What is your intention? If you have the drive, the determination, you have the real intention, pure intention, not no BS, not a bunch of bull job, not humming a ha, not maybe, coulda, woulda, shoulda. Kill all that. What is your goal? Not maybe, not I think, not I hope. We got to kill them words. What is your God-given intention when you want to do the thing that you want to do? You want to open up a hat store? What's your intention? Some people, you might not be one number one across the nation. Maybe you want to be the number one hat store in your town. Say that. Okay, you might want to be the number one hat store in Louisiana. Say that. What is the intention. And be intentional when you get to it. Okay. When you get to the point, you know what you want, you know what you want to do. Be intentional. What do I mean by that? Everything has a purpose. When you first meet a woman, ladies and gentlemen, I can't speak for women because I'm not a woman. But when I first met my wife, I saw my wife and I said, she looks good to me. Okay. And my intention, we all know what the intention was at first. Okay. The intention was to take her home with me. Now, the intention was to get to know her, you know, hopefully, take her home and all that good stuff. But then as we moved along, in those few months, I fell in love with my wife. I wanted. To be with my wife. Now my wife would tell you it took me a little too long for her taste, but none of that matters. Here we are, we're married, we've been married for 8 years, we have a nice child. Um have we been yes, this year be 8 years. Yeah, we've been married 8 years. We have a nice daughter, we have a nice home. The intention was there, it happened. It might took a little longer than some people wanted, but that's neither here nor there. Now, I'll tell you, in the past, when I was 22, I met this girl and we went out for a month. And within that month, I said to myself, this ain't it, And I knew she was not going to be the one for me. I knew she wasn't going to be around past. I knew she wasn't going to be around. I knew I wasn't going to see her when I get turned the age of 46. Okay. My intention was not to be with this young lady because after a month, I was like, nope, this ain't it. And so a lot of times we all know our intention. We all know what we are here to do. When I when I take my when I take my daughter up to Missouri, I have the intention of seeing my parents, but more importantly, I have the intention of them spending time with their granddaughter. So I take a step back. I let my parents, they like to, hey, you want oatmeal, you want, this, you want that, hey, we want to take it to Dairy Queen. Oh, have at it. Take a step back. I let them drive the bus, sort of say, when it comes to spending time with my daughter and doing things with my daughter, the intention, because they love spending time with their granddaughter. So the intention is for me to take a step back. I like spending time with my parents. But more important, at this point in this stage of our lives, I know that they like spending time with their granddaughter just a little bit more than I like spending time with me, and that's okay. It's not an insult. You ever have kids and and your parents are alive? Let them hang around their grandparents. It's a delightful sight to see. And so, you know, I got to thinking more and more. It's like, all right, we are gonna do things. We're gonna have more because now I want to be quick. Now I want to have whenever I do an episode, I want to have, not every episode, but I want to have, PDFs. I want to have, offers. I want to have things. I want to have real intent when it comes to this podcast. Because this podcast is a tool. Any show you do can be a tool for not only for you, but for your business and for, it shows that, hey, it shows you have creativity. It shows, hey, you have something to say. It's B C, hey, listen, I got a business. Go to the business. If you like me, if you like hearing what I got to say, go to the business, support the business. Whether the business be you or whether the business be a store, it does not matter. But you have to do, you know, there's no point in doing a podcast if you're just doing a podcast. Everybody has intentions. Some people want listeners. Some people want followers. Some people want loads and loads and loads, millions of people on the YouTube channel. It is what is your intention? What is your goal? What are you trying to do? You got to have intention because just doing something to be doing something is pointless. And I must tell you, ladies and gentlemen, when you get to be my age, you got more days ahead of you, But I tell you what, you got to be careful because you never know when things are gonna happen. As you see this week, people in the people that I saw on TV in the '80s, you know, 3 of them passed away. So life, you never know about life. I had family members; they died in their 40s and 50s, in the late 20s in the last 5-6 years. So you must be intent in your life, and you must be, and don't hum and ha. If you got a goal, man, say that goal, say it out loud, and put it on the wall, nail it on the wall, and take it from there, and really run with it. Don't hedge your bet. Losers hedge bets, okay? And I ain't talking gambling. Losers hedge bets in life. Oh, if this don't work out, then yes, don't hedge your bet. Don't write a script and be like, oh, I was just playing around. No, you wrote a script because you want this to go to you want this to be seen in movie theaters. That's okay. People write books. Oh no, I'm just writing a book. I don't know. No. I want to write a book. Not. I want to write I want to write a best selling book, and that's what we're gonna do. Okay. So I've been writing every day. I've been picking up the pace with the writing faster, writing with more. Writing with more opinion, writing with more bite. You don't want to be a toothless dog, And so when you don't have intention, or you don't say your intentions, you're sort of like a toothless dog. You got bark, but you got no bite. And so you don't want to have you want to have plenty of bark, but you also want to have plenty of bite. So don't be a toothless dog. Say what you mean and mean what you say, and have all the intention in the world. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this is Sunday. I'm gonna get out of here. I got work to do. But we'll be back tomorrow with all new episode of Online Marketing Moves. But until then, my name is Tony Rizzano. Thank you for listening. God bless each and every one of you. And as always, everybody, peace.